Welcome to the Orca. All eyes in BC politics are certainly on Nanaimo right now, as the by-election there could determine the future of the NDP government. For instance, if the BC Liberals could upset the NDP in this race and take the seat, the Legislature would be divided 43 on one side of the House, 43 on the other, between the government coalition and the opposition, with only the Speaker able to break any ties. In all likelihood, BC would head to the polls, but Nanaimo hasn't been friendly to the BC Liberals, electing free enterprise candidates only twice in the past, well, more than 50 years. Tony Harris hopes to buck that trend and help topple the NDP government. The business owner and dad is the BC Liberal candidate in Nanaimo and joins us now via Skype from where else? Nanaimo. Tony, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me today.
First of all, why do you want to do this? Why did you get into this race?
Well, I'm a community man, and I care deeply about my community and was raised to always give back, and I've made a tradition of that my entire career. And, although, I'm in my business career and I have a young family, my wife's pregnant with our third child right now, Nanaimo has an opportunity to have its voice heard unlike any other time in history. And I felt compelled to take this opportunity to ensure that that voice was a strong advocate of Nanaimo, focused on Nanaimo issues and things that matter to Nanaimoites, rather than have this by-election, which is oh so important to all parties, be hijacked with provincial issues.
What are the major issues facing the people of Nanaimo in this election?
Well, I think it crosses the broad spectrum, but I'm focusing primarily on healthcare, good jobs. Of course, we have a homelessness issue and child poverty rates that are really high. There's a number of other issues that I've spent a lot of time focusing on. But to begin with healthcare, right off the bat, we've had a real need for a new ICU, which happened to be funded shortly after I announced my campaign, and that was a pillar of my campaign. It's been advocated for in the community for some time, and I'm on the Hospital Foundation Board of Directors, and we've been pushing for this for over a year. So we were delighted to see that investment, but it needs to go further. I'm pushing for a fully integrated cancer care treatment center in Nanaimo, where people who live north of the Malahat don't have to travel any longer to Victoria to get radiation. They can do that right in Nanaimo. And also full comprehensive cardiac care. So people may not know, but if you have a need for a stent or you have a heart attack, any complicated heart challenges, you end up in Victoria or St. Paul's in Vancouver, and that's just not good enough when half of the population of the island live north of the Malahat. But this is sort of systemic of all kinds of infrastructure needs in our community. Nanaimo is truly a hub city, but at the end of the day, we're growing so quickly. We're not the same town we were 20 years ago. We serve a wide population, and we need to be focused on, growing our hospital to become a tertiary hospital. So that's one component. And then, of course, we have transportation needs in the community. I think we need to have more options for people to be able to reliably connect quickly to downtown Vancouver. So I have advocated for a fast passenger ferry from downtown Nanaimo to downtown Vancouver. I think that would be great for islanders to connect into Vancouver and out to the airport and enjoy things in Vancouver, but also for tourists and people who want to explore livability and tourism on Vancouver Island to be able to access the Mid-Island quickly and affordably. So that's something that's important. But I could go on. We need to focus on developing our port. We have opportunities with our port, which can create high-paying jobs and the kind of jobs that we need in the future. Same kind of jobs that would be created if we enhance our hospital. And with a stronger port, stronger hospital, deeper infrastructure investment, we can challenge our university to continue to reach higher. And when you have all these institutional investments in the community strengthening, then it will over time beget more private investment, and this will diversify the job base in our community. And better jobs is really critical in Nanaimo. We have a lot of jobs, but we don't have a lot of good jobs, and we need more of them so that young families and hardworking people can not only raise their kids in Nanaimo, but they can go to school there, and then they can stay there. And that's what I'm thinking about, is the broad spectrum of life, on Vancouver Island, particularly north of the Malahat.
Let's look at this race in particular, and I know there's many more candidates than I'm going to focus on, but Let's look at the main ones. Michelle Ney, who's running for the Green Party, well known in the community. Sheila Malcolmson from the NDP, who is running in partnership with the political legacy of Leonard Krogh, who stepped down as long-serving MLA to become mayor of Nanaimo. What's your best argument against the NDP and the Green right now? Why should people vote Liberal?
I think that people should vote for the best voice for Nanaimo. And I feel like I have the strongest understanding of what the needs are of our community. And this is an opportunity for Nanaimo to have a voice that's strong in Victoria. I think that there's things that all parties feel strongly and passionately about that are worthy and important. But what you'll get with me is someone that knows how to work collaboratively on complicated issues and work with different people across the spectrum to come up with solutions. I have a strong voice, and I'm open-minded, willing to learn, but also proud to advocate for important issues across the board. So I think that what people get with me is someone that is a Nanaimo first voice, someone that's been in the town. My family for 6 generations. My kids are 7th generation. I'm not going anywhere, and Nanaimo just matters so much to me. And a legacy of my family is to give back to our community, and I feel strongly that this is a way that I can build on my commitment to give back to the community this way.
I know the campaign is just officially underway, but what does your gut tell you? What are people saying to you on the doorsteps now?
There's a lot of enthusiasm, but I'm disciplined, understanding that we went into this the underdog. Nanaimo has a tradition of voting a certain way, and that's not Liberal. That being said, I think Nanaimo has a tradition of voting for the best candidate, and I think that Leonard has always been a great MLA for Nanaimo. But Nanaimo thinks for itself and has its own voice, and perhaps people are ready for that change more to the right candidate necessarily than away from a certain party. So I feel like we have a lot of momentum, and it's building, and there's a lot of enthusiasm in the community. So for me, if we can share a message about Nanaimo that is causing people to think more aspirationally in our community and causing investment from the government of the day in our community during this by-election, then Nanaimo is going to win. And for me, that's a win too.
So because this is such an important by-election, as I alluded to in the intro, should you win, the House then is 43-43 with the Speaker, Darryl Plecas, having the final vote. What sort of interest has been demonstrated by the provincial parties, not just to you, but to Sheila and Michelle as well, the 3 major political parties? What sort of interest have they demonstrated in giving you support and helping you with your campaign?
I've had enthusiasm from the provincial party for sure. They've wanted to get it right with their candidate to demonstrate that they've turned over a new leaf. And I think the Liberal Party I can speak to has certainly looked in the mirror and learned some things. And their slogan is opportunity for all BC. And I believe that leader Andrew Wilkinson, it's genuine for him. He's I think got a strong moral compass, and he's a good leader. So, they came to me and approached me, and together with other people in the community, urged me to do this. And, I feel like, together with the support of my community and the support of the party, we've got a good thing going on.
Well, Tony, thank you for your time today, and best of luck to you, to all the candidates running in Nanaimo. The entire province is watching with great interest.
I certainly appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.